We talked about it at the beginning of the show. CU is playing in the CBI tournament, whatever the hell that is. And
Would you like to know a little bit about it? So you
very,
have
very
to,
little, if you don't mind.
Well, okay. 1 minute. At the end of 1 minute, roll the red light. It was started by player agents. They're the ones who make the money. It was for teams that just wanted to keep playing 2 or 3 games. Do you know that the championship, does anybody else know this other than me? The championship is 2 out of 3.
Seriously?
2 games out of 3.
I had no idea.
Yes. And here's the other aspect of it. You actually have to pay to get in. So you have to pay, you have to guarantee tickets sold. And I would guess the crowd tonight's going to be 4,000 or 5,000. But teams actually have to pay to be in this tournament. You know, the NCAA, they split the proceeds. In the NIT, you get, because CSU is playing at home, you get to keep most of the proceeds. You give some to the NIT tournament, you give some to the visiting team, but you get to keep a majority of it. In the CBI, you give it all to whoever is running the CBI, which is a corporation.
I have been told how many tickets CU has sold for this first game so far. Take a guess.
4,000 or 5,000.
How about 700? 700.
4,000 or 5,000 because the students will go because
Sure.
there's not much you can do.
There will be walk-up.
Because you can't smoke. You can smoke marijuana in the streets of Boulder, but you can't smoke cigarettes in the streets of Boulder. Does that make any kind of sense?
Does it bother you that Askia Booker has decided on his own not to play for the Buffs?
I have no problem. Is that not true? You can't smoke in the street of Boulder. You have to leave the county.
You can't smoke marijuana outside either.
Okay, you can't. So you have to leave the county to smoke cigarettes or marijuana. So
I know
you
some
can't
people that would do that.
Let me go back to
That's
my,
how bad it is.
Let me go back to my original statement. You can't smoke, so you might as well go to the game. The students will go. Those are tickets sold to non-students. So I think there'll be 2,000 or 3,000 students. I think there'll be walk-up. I think there'll be 4,000 or so. That's what I think.
Okay.
But they're playing a really good opponent.
Really?
Are they playing Gardner or Dickinson? Which one is coming?
I think they're playing Angie Dickinson.
Well, I think Gardner decided he didn't want to play, so Dickinson's coming. That's what I think it is. In regard to Booker,
Yeah.
I talked to the people at CU. I'm all over the story. I'll give you... really? You don't think I am? Booker re-injured his hip in the final Pac-12 tournament game.
Yeah.
He tweaked it. He wants to get ready for the NBA Pro Day. He thinks he's going to be a first-round draft choice. If you're watching today, let me help you out. You are not going to be drafted. You better be looking in Germany, Italy, Israel, Turkey, China.
But even if he's a second-round pick, Woody, and there's a chance
He's not a second-round pick. He's a nothing pick.
But he and his agent think he might be taken in the draft. So
He's a free agent. Let me tell you.
All right.
He's a free agent.
All right.
He's 4 years there. He was supposed to have the team this year.
All right, so let's
Didn't
just
win
say-
his
let's
team
just say-
last year. It was his team.
all right, so
He
let's
couldn't
say
win.
he's going on to a pro career, whether it's
Somewhere.
here or somewhere else. I kind of understand what he's doing here. First of all, you don't want to get hurt in a nothing tournament, a tournament that just doesn't matter. Second of all, Tad Boyle has given him the option of not playing. And Tad Boyle has stated that, in fact, let's look at a graphic from Todd Boyle here. Let's look at the quote from his head coach. I don't know if it's fair or not, but I did mention to Ski, you realize you're going to take some heat with this decision, and he shook his head like he understood. It goes with the territory. Ski is a big boy. He's an adult now. He's going to be a college graduate in May. And one other thing that Boyle told him was, it's your decision. If you don't want to play, I understand. I intend to give the young guys a lot of looks, a lot of playing time, because you're graduating, Askia, and I need to see if these guys can play, and I need to get them some reps. So, I don't. On the face of it, I had a problem with Booker saying, "I'm out of here. I'm not taking part." And then I thought about it some more, and I said to myself, it kind of makes sense. And if he is going to turn pro, if he is intending to play pro basketball, after what he's had a rough year. He's had the hip problems, both hips. He's had pneumonia. It's been a tough year for him physically. It is a full-time job. School is also a full-time job, I assume. He seems to be a decent student. He is graduating on time in May. Maybe he just needs to rest his mind and his body and get ready for the next step. So I kind of don't blame him.
Do you say things to yourself a lot? He said, I said
do.
to myself, I don't.
I said,
do
in
you like-
Chicago, this is how we say it. So I says to myself,
So you're in the car and you go, so Les, you're looking in the rearview
I
mirror. So Les, you sound like the guy in the Commitments. Did you ever see that movie?
Yes.
That was one of my favorite all-time movies where the guy interviewed himself in the shower. So Jerry, how'd you get the band together? That's what you sound like. Let me give you the other side.
Okay.
So I again talked to CU people. He was described as goofy. You can take that whatever you want to. I mean, that's better than he's Mickey Mouse. He's goofy.
but he's not trouble. He's goofy, but he's not trouble.
Yeah. You said Tad Bull gave him the option. That's not true. He came to Tad Bull and said, I don't want to play. So Tad Bull said, okay, you don't want to play. That you're going to take heat for it. So it was not Tad Bull going to him saying, you want to play or you don't want to play? No, he came to Tad Bull and said he didn't want to play. He hasn't decided whether he's going to sit on the bench tonight. He should sit on the bench. He should cheer his team on. He should go to the game. He says, I don't know. Well, what is he going to do? Leave the town and go smoke somewhere? I mean, go to the game and cheer on the players.
You have to leave the county.
Tad wants to play the young people. Yeah, that's fine. Because who cares?
It's the CBI.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares whether he plays. This has become a national story that is a non-story. He's not that good. He's not going to be drafted. He's going to end up playing in Turkey. And people say, oh, this is going to affect his pro career. They don't even know in Turkey whether he played in the CBI or not. They don't care. It's a matter of whether they can get him. He's an American player, and they put 3 or 4 players on their team from the United States. So put him on his team. He'll find some place in the world to play. I could find some place in the world to play. You could find some. Oh, you're American? Yeah, come play for our team. So it doesn't matter whether he plays or not. It doesn't matter. Someone tell me for $100 in the room. I'll reach in my
Am
pocket.
I eligible?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
eligible. Who won the CBI last year? Thank you. Let's move on. So, who was in the CBI?
Somebody
Name one
look it
team.
up. Somebody look it up.
Yeah, you
Who won the
still
CBI
don't get the
last year?
$100, but
Can
where's the
can I tell you
championship played?
I'm going to
Do
be.
you know where the championship's played?
No, can I tell you something?
It used to be played in Wichita or someplace.
Until I saw that CU was playing in the CBI, I didn't know there was a CBI
Oh, sure.
tournament. I had no idea.
Oh, I knew that.
Why would anybody? I understand why a coach would want to do it to get his team
Play
extra
a rec
practices.
Team. Play a rec team.
Yeah.
No, that's garbage, Tad. That's garbage. I think this was CU trying to make something out of nothing for this season, but it was garbage. He shouldn't have been placed in that situation. Yes, play the young players. They do that in bowl games. Does anybody care whether a guy who's the starting quarterback, who's a senior, is not going to play next year? He sits aside and lets the freshman play in the bowl game. That happens in practically every bowl game that young guys play. The coaches move on. They don't even show up for the bowl games, whether Booker plays or not. But I would say this: you're a quitter. You don't want to finish what you started. Play a couple more games. That would be the other side to the point. But why it's become such a national story, and it was on Around the Horn yesterday, that's why I know a lot about it. It's on the top page of ESPN. Fox is writing about it. I don't think he realized what he was going to cause. CU has gotten more attention on this than it has in the entire history of the basketball program, except when they beat Bob Knight with Chauncey Billups. Think about it.
No, that's
Has
true.
anybody ever mentioned CU in any breath with a national team?
Probably not to this extent. I mean, when
No.
CU made the NCAA tournament 3 years in a row, they weren't on the front page of ESPN.com.
So ski-
But now they are.
Ski, go skiing.
Book it. Who won the CBI last year? Siena? Sienna Miller? Siena the school. Oh, okay. Siena beat Fresno State. So I guess Siena was the 102nd best team in the country by winning the CBI or something like that.
So Siena got to play their young guys. They got the experience, tournament experience. How do you think they're going to do in the NCAA tournament this year?
They're not in it.
Oh, yeah, so that really helps, doesn't it? That helps you to move on. Are they in the NIT? No. They're probably back at the CBI, where they belong. Colorado Bureau of Investigation Tournament. Yep. Sponsored by Pasta J's.
And that segment was sponsored by the Low T Center. Did you know that 1 out of every 3 men over the age of 40 might have low testosterone? Do you know your numbers? Low T Center makes it easy.
303.
If you're lethargic like Woody is right now, just go into the Low T Center, take a simple blood test, get your results in
Can
minutes.
we get this contest going?
It is covered by most health insurance. So visit lowtcenter.com and tell them Les and Woodrow sent you.